I'm Amanda. So I promised you last week we would do a turkey burn, really hard, rigorous power flow. Not really feeling like it, but I'm gonna do it because I promised you. So let's do it. As soon as we get warmed up, I know I'll get into it. So let's go ahead and start in down dog. So spread through the fingertips. That's always a good lesson, right? If we don't feel like doing something, that's probably the very reason we need to do it. So here we go. So just kind of bend the right knee, sink the left heel. Notice how the right hip pops down. It automatically wants to lower down. See if you can keep the hips level and just get that rotation through the legs. Keep sinking the left heel, pushing the chest back towards the bent leg. And really bring that right heel forward so you can get into the bottoms of the toes. Then roll over the toes, come into the top of the right foot, and just kind of push down as a nice stretch into that ankle. You can kind of circle around one direction and the other. And then straighten out the right leg. Bend the left knee. Again, being mindful that that left hip doesn't pop down. Try to keep it level with the right hip and just get that action through the leg. By really pulling the left heel forward more. Getting into the toes, pushing the chest back. Breathe deeply. Keep lifting the hips. And then roll over the top of the foot. Pushing into the top of the foot, a few circles, one direction and the other. And then sink the left heel. Just kind of pedal out the feet. Inhale, plank. Broaden through the shoulders. Reaching back through the heels. Lengthen forward through the crown of the head. Exhale, chaturanga, elbows in. Inhale, upward facing dog. Now, I don't always offer this because for me it's a lot of upper body, but if you want to, you can double dip. So what that means is in up dog, you're going to tuck the toes and go right back into chaturanga. And then push up to plank, exhale back to down dog. So I'll continue to offer that. If you want a little extra chaturanga, that's for you today. If not, leave it out. So we're back in down dog, sink the heels. Can you lift the toes? Breathe deeply. Look between the hands, walk slowly, feet to hands. Inhale, look out, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Just bend the knees, separate the feet. Grab opposite elbow, swaying a little side to side. Release the elbows. Inhale, look out, lengthen, come up onto the fingertips. Pull the shoulders back, ground through the palms, walk or jump back, plank. Broaden through the shoulders. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, chaturanga, or go straight to that traditional down dog unless you want the double dip. Good. Breathe. Bend the right knee. Walk the hands a little closer to the feet, left hand to the outer edge of the right foot, shin, ankle, straighten the right leg. Keep pulling the right hip back, gazes under the right armpit, pulling the shoulders away from one another. Breathe deeply. Keep lifting the hips. Good, and switch. Bend the left knee, right hand to the outside of the left foot, ankle, straighten the left leg. Pull that right shoulder behind. One more. Nice twist in this down dog. Release the hand. Look between the hands. Walk or jump, feet to hands. Inhale, look out, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Feet together, bend the knees, sweep the arms. Inhale, chair. So getting nice and deep into this one. Pulling the shoulders down, fingers spread. Get a little bit deeper. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale up. Exhale back. Left heel in, right foot lunges. Inhale, warrior one. Lower through the hands, step back. Same exhale, chaturanga. Inhale. Exhale. Other side. Right heel in, left foot lunges. Inhale. Lower the hands, step back. Same exhale, chaturanga. Inhale. And exhale. Breathe. We're here for 2 more breaths. Turn the heels out. Roll the inner thighs back. Look between the hands. Walk or jump, feet to hands. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Feet together, bend the knees. Inhale, chair. 1 more breath. Good. Exhale, straighten the legs, hands by the hips. Separate the feet hip width apart, hands to the hips. Inhale, open up the chest. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Padangusthasana, middle and index finger, hook the big toes. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Pulling the crown of the head towards the floor. Shoulders soft. 1 more. Focus on that long, calm breath. Inhale, lengthen. Release the toes, step the left foot back. Left palm down, right hand up. Nice wide stance. So that front ankle is over, the front knee is over the front ankle. Stacking right shoulder on top. Squeeze into the hips and slowly come up to water wheel. Stacking the shoulders over the hips. So you're imagining someone's pulling your wrists away from one another, getting longer through the arms, twisting. Good, palms come together, left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head. Exhale, twist. 1 more, inhale. Exhale. Good, back to that left hand down, right arm up. Turn the top palm to face forward, reach up over the ear, getting a little lower through the hips. And then right arm up, broaden, lower the right hand, step back, downward facing dog. Keep lifting the hips up and back. Look between the thumbs, bend the elbows, and go for that scoopy thing. So you're pulling the chest in between the thumbs without lowering the forearms down. Inhale up. Exhale back. Lift the right leg. Keep the hip closed, reaching back through that right heel. Sinking the left heel. Breathe. Get a little longer. Right knee forward, hover. Lunge the right foot in between the hands. Inhale, both arms up, crescent lunge. Nice wide stance. Maybe a little back bend, opening up the heart. Maybe you bend the arms for cactus arms. Breathe. Good, lower the hands, left foot to right, top of the mat, standing split as a transition. And lower left foot to right. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale the right foot back. Right palm down, left hand up. Keep pushing forward with the left knee, back with the right heel. Start to get a little lighter through the arms as you squeeze into the hips for water wheel. Shoulders stacked over the hips, lengthening through the arms. Good, palms come together. Right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Keep grounding the left big toe, pushing the left knee into the midline. 1 more, inhale. Exhale. Good, unwind the twist, right hand down again, left arm up. Turn the top palm to face forward, reach up over the ear. Keeping that top shoulder soft, spinning the left ribs up. Oh, nice crack. Left arm up. Lower the left hand, step back, downward facing dog. Lift those hips. Look between the thumbs, bend the elbows, and scoop into upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good, lift the left leg, hip is closed, reaching back. Left foot in between the hands. Inhale, arms up, crescent lunge. Nice wide stance. Again, adding that little bit of a back bend if it's okay on your lower back. Breathe. Good, and then lower the hands. Right foot up, standing split. And then lower right foot to left. Inhale, look out, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up, look up. Exhale, lower, Tadasana. Good, pause. Check in with the breathing.
One more, inhale. Reach the arms out and up. Exhale, swan dive, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale up. Exhale back. Good, breathe. One more, exhale a little bit deeper. Look between the hands, walk or jump, feet to hands. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms out and up, look up. Good, exhale, lower the hands. So we're gonna set up a eagle pose, eagle whole sequence. So ground through the left foot and lift the right knee. Keep the knee in line with the hip, palms facing forward, shoulders back and down. You want to keep the standing leg slightly bent, and then start to wrap right knee on top of left. If you can, and it's available, you double hook the toes around the calf, but if not, don't worry about it. If balance is tricky today, you can always kickstand your right toes to kind of help with the balance if you feel like you're falling out of it. So, or if you're close to a wall, you can always use the support of that as well. If you're good with balance, and of course, you're always challenging yourself. So if you fall just a couple times, no big deal. Don't use that wall. But if you do feel like it's a problem, then you know it's always there. So check in with the hips. You're squeezing the inner thighs together. Can you pull that right hip back? Now we're going to add eagle arm. So right elbow under the left. You want your palms come together. If that's not happening, your shoulders are too tight today, then just try to grab opposite shoulder and lift your elbows up. So that would be a modification if you can't do the eagle arms. Keep lifting the elbows up, hands away from the face. Breathe. Get a little deeper through the hips. Good. Keep the eagle arms. Unwind the legs and hinge back for airplane with eagle arms. Keep pulling the elbows forward, hands away from the face. Working the right toes towards the floor. So you're keeping those hips closed. Breathe. Lengthen. Soften the left knee. Lunge the right toes back for crescent lunge with the eagle arms. Nice little back bend here. Good, and then lower the hands, lower the right knee, and fold forward. Getting into those hips. Just drop the head. Straighten the left leg for a half split. Getting a little deeper into those hamstrings. Keep pulling the left hip back. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. One more. Good. Inhale, look forward. Bend the left knee. Tuck the back toes under. Arms come out like wings. For traditional airplanes, slowly hinge forward. Lift that right leg. Open up the chest. Again, working to drop that right hip. Squeezing right hip into left inner thigh. And slowly come up to standing, bringing the right knee with you without touching the floor if possible. Pull the knee in, shoulders back and down. Can you get tall? So instead of leaning back, try to lift up. And then setting up a standing twist. So left hand to the outer edge of the right knee. This is a perfect twist. If you want a little more, you can straighten the right leg. But if you feel like you're straightening the leg and then you're kind of folding forward, then leave it out. If you can keep a straight spine with a straight leg, then you know what's right for you. Gazes past the right thumb, breathe, lift up. One more. Good, look forward. Cross the wrists, so you grab the other side of the knee or foot and try to pull that foot up. Shoulders down, breathe. Good, and then hands to the hips. Keep the foot lifted, working the leg as straight as possible. Lift a little higher, and then slowly float right foot to left. Just kind of shake it out. I know that was a lot on that left leg. Good, and then ground through the right foot and lift the left knee. Palms facing forward, shoulders back and down. Soften the right knee and start to stack left knee on top of right. Again, you can double hook those toes. Keep pulling the left hip back. So that left knee is starting to kind of weave over to the right side. See if you can keep pulling it into the midline. That's how you'll know your hips are square. It also makes it harder. Good, and then arms come out. Left elbow under the right. Palms together or just wrap around your back. Pull the elbows up. Hands away from the face. Sit a little deeper. Breathe. Good. Keep the eagle arms. Unwind the legs. Hinge back for Digasana with eagle arms. Again, working to drop that left hip. Lift the chest. And then slowly lunge back. Crescent lunge, adding the little back bend, maybe breathe. Good, release the eagle arms, lower the back knee, and fold forward. This is a little break. Nice hip flexor, stretch, and a break. One more breath. Good, and then straighten the front leg. Just breathe through the back leg for a few breaths, pulling the right hip back. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. See if you can lengthen without rounding so much. Try to pull your chest, your upper body over that leg. One more breath. Good. Look forward, bend the right knee. Arms come out wide. Lift the back knee and slowly come up to Digasana. Hips are closed. Opening up the chest, reach back. Good. Slowly come up to standing, bringing the left knee with you without touching the floor. Shoulders back and down, hugging the knee in. Use your arm strength to pull that knee in. Good, and then setting up the twist. Right hand to the outside of the left knee or foot. Keep dropping the left hip, lifting up through the crown of the head. One more breath. Good, look forward, cross the wrists around the knee or the foot. Pull the foot or knee up, shoulders back. Good, and then release the hands to the hips, lifting that left leg. See if you can lift a little higher, and then slowly float left foot to right. Good, just kind of shake it out. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up, look up. Exhale, fold. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale up. Exhale back. Turn the left heel in, lift the right leg back. Squeeze inner thighs together. And then slowly, trying to keep the left heel grounded, bring it forward and step the right foot in between the hands. Inhale, arms up, warrior one. Open up, warrior two. So hips are now open to the left side, right elbow to the inside of the knee. Get lower through the hips. Turn the top palm to face forward, reach up over the ear. Breathe. Now, some of you may stay here, or maybe you can work to the floor, or maybe wrap and bind today. Open up the chest. Even if you can't hold the wrist, see if you can just hold your fingers. Now we're going into a transition, so even if you can't bind, maybe try to go there and use a towel to hold your hands if you can't get your hands close together. So get a towel or strap or something to hold. Now keep the bind, listen carefully. Turn the right toes in and straighten the right leg. Keep the bind, fold down in between the legs. Soften the head, breathe. Good, now slowly start to step the left foot in, bringing it to the center of the mat. Shift the weight into the left foot to lift the right leg, coming into bird of paradise. Moving very slowly, keep hugging the knee in. Full pose is to straighten that right leg. So get as close as a straight leg as possible. Maybe just kind of wiggle the toes, circle the ankle, whatever feels good for you. Lift a little higher. Good, and slowly unwind. Heel toe the feet apart. And fold down the midline again. Release the bind. Fingertips down. Inhale, look out, lengthen. Ground through the outer edges of the feet. Exhale, fold. Walking the hands in between the feet. Crown of the head reaching down. Working to lengthen that spine. One more breath. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Good. Inhale, lengthen. Walk the hands forward. Step back, vinyasa. Inhale. Optional, double dip. And back to down dog. Breathe. Ground the right heel, lift the left leg back, squeezing the inner thighs together, grounding the outer edge of that back foot. And then start to bring the left knee forward, keeping that outer edge of the back foot down as much as possible. Lunge the left foot forward. Inhale, arms up, warrior one. Open up, warrior two. Hips are square to the sides. Left elbow to the inside of the left knee. Lengthen through the toes and then turn the top palm to face forward. Reach up over the ear. Get a little bit lower. And don't lose that back leg, so you're not dumping down. You want to keep that back leg strong. Now, you can lower to the floor, wrap and bind, whatever you did last time. Again, the towel is a nice option so you can really get into that shoulder. And then once you've got your bind, can you pull the right shoulder back? Open up the chest. Get a little lower through the left leg. Now, start to turn the left toes in and straighten the left leg. Fold down the midline. Keep grounding the outer edges of the feet, working to straighten that left leg. Neck is soft. And then slowly look down. Start to step the right foot in. And then shift the weight into the right foot, bringing the left knee up for bird of paradise. Keep hugging the knee in. I promise it helps. And then get a little taller and maybe play with straightening that left leg. One more breath. Circle, whatever you did last time. Good, slowly. Lower as gracefully as possible. Back, heel toe the feet apart. Fold down the midline again. Release the hands. Inhale, look out, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Walking the hands back. Good, and then slowly walk the hands way far forward, coming off the mat. Come high up onto the toes, bringing both heels forward, and then drop the chest towards the floor, working the forehead down and sink the heels. So we're kind of overcompensating in the shoulders, but it feels good. Just for this one pose, one more breath. Good. Slowly walk the hands back in. Step forward, vinyasa. Moving at your own pace with your own breath. Good. Big toes and heels touch. So feet are together in down dog. Inhale, plank. Left hand under the nose, roll to the outer edge of the left foot, coming into Vashisthasana, side plank. If this is too much, you drop to the left knee. If it's okay, stay here. Keep stacking the feet. So you don't even want the right foot to touch. You want it on top of your left foot, like you're standing on the floor. Turn the top palm to face forward, reach up over the ear. If you're still good here, you can start to play with lifting the right leg. Maybe hook the big toe. Breathe. One more. And then if you've got the toe, swing forward, bringing the right foot to the front of the mat. Back heels up. However you get there, doesn't really matter. See if you can get that right foot forward. We're going into a deeper half split. So again, half split is fine for me. It doesn't matter how much yoga I do, these hamstrings, they're gripping on. I don't know what to, but I'm working on it. So if you're like me, this might be good. Your hips are high. It doesn't matter. I'm still getting a great stretch here. I may go a little further, but I know I'm not even trying to get to the floor today. Unlike if you're much more open, so there's a lot of you out there that are more flexible than I. It's okay. See if you can get your hips closer to the floor. Think about the goal of the floor. But then try to pull that right hip back. So instead of really just opening up your hips, working to the floor, your hips stay square. Breathe. If you want to start to walk the hands forward, that brings a whole nother intensity into it. So I went to a class yesterday, and the teacher said something I'm going to steal and keep saying forever because I loved it. She's talking about relaxing and how our muscles naturally, because of what we've learned through stress and all the other things that we've learned as we progress through this journey, we end up tensing up. And when things get uncomfortable, the natural reaction is that we kind of back off, or we tense, or we grip. And so through this yoga, through this practice, we're able to try to let go of that, relax ourselves more when things get uncomfortable. We're here for one more breath. And then slowly start to shorten the stance, heel toe the right foot over. We're going into pigeon for a nice hip opener. So she said, you know, when we get an injury or things get uncomfortable, too much to bear, we take a muscle relaxer. A pill, right? I've never taken them. I don't really know what they are, but I've heard about them, and they relax our muscles. You can walk it forward if you're in pigeon. And how great it is to know that through practicing this yoga science more and more, that we're able to do that ourselves, that we do not need to rely on pills to heal us, that we can actually heal ourselves, and that we can learn through breathing to relax our muscles when things get uncomfortable so that we don't need to be dependent on those other things. I loved that. So I wanted to share it with you guys. So if the forehead isn't down yet, see if you can soften, relax, walk it a little further forward, maybe make the hands a pillow. One more breath. And then slowly walk the hands in. Tuck the back toes under, lift the right leg up, open up the hip, bend the top leg, keep sinking the left heel, maybe a few circles around. And lower the right foot, kind of walk it out. Inhale, plank. Big toes and heels touch, roll to the outer edge of the right foot, lifting the left hand, breathe. Keep lifting those hips. You can lower to the right knee if you did last time. Maybe reach up over the head. And maybe start to lift that left leg. You can hook the big toe. Breathe. Lift a little higher. And then slowly bring the left foot forward. If you can, you're swinging it around. And then find yourself in that half split, full split, whatever's going to give you the best stretch in that hamstring. Breathe. Keep pulling the left hip back. See if you can relax. I tell myself that affirmation over and over. Just soften, relax, stop resisting. So many times I've gone to a teacher and I've learned from some teachers that have some really, really hands-on styles. They've pushed me into difficult poses. And so often I resist and I grip and I realize they know that I can go more, but I don't know that yet. So it's taken me years to finally be able to try to soften more, and I certainly am still learning. I haven't mastered any of that, but I do know that I've learned to let go so much more. I've learned to relax. And of course, there's always more room to do that, but that's why we're here. So soften, breathe. See See if you can pull those shoulders down. I just caught myself. Somehow I was still holding up. So see if you can just kind of soften. Let gravity take those hips. And then slowly start to bring that left foot in. Heel toe the left foot over for pigeon. Walk the hands in, open up the hips, and then slowly walk it out. Forehead's down, make the hands a pillow, whatever works for you today. See if you can find a little bit more space in between the knees. We're here for one more breath. Lengthen forward. Good, and then slowly walk the hands back in. Tuck the toes, lift the left leg up and back, opening up that hip. A few circles around. Keep sinking the right heel. And then lower the left leg. Let's all move through a vinyasa. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale up. Exhale, back to chaturanga if you want. Plank and down dog. Good. Exhale a little bit deeper. Look between the hands, walk or jump. The feet all the way through, coming to a not a dandasana. We're going to go right into navasana. So your feet stay lifted and you land on the sitting bones. Open up the arms. Open up the chest. So the tendencies that we round through here, think about lifting up. Hopefully your hip isn't cramping like mine is. Ah. Good, breathe. Lift. You want your legs as straight as possible, but for me it's too much today, so you can keep them bent. And then right ankle in front of the left, hands next to the hips, hook the feet, and lift your hips and feet for Talasana. All core work. Back to boat. Open up. Left ankle in front of the right, hook the feet, lift those hips. Back to boat. Right ankle in front of the left, lift the hips. Back to boat. Boat feels easy after Talasana, huh? Never thought I'd say that. 2 more. Left ankle in front, hook those feet, lift. Good. Last one, I know. Got to make up for all that pumpkin pie. Remember, I told you we were going to do that. Lift a little higher, last time, whichever ankle in front you want. Lift those hips. Good. Back to boat. Squeeze the knees in. Hug the knees in. And then slowly lower the feet down. Straighten out the left leg. Bring the right heel in. A few inches away from the left inner thigh. Right shoulder on the inside of the right knee. Use your left arm to push, lengthen forward, and then wrap. If you can't hold your hands, grab a towel, whatever you did last time, and then keep grounding through the right toe, the foot, as if you could stand up on that right foot. But we're not. Don't worry. And then flex the left foot and just fold, nose to knee. Allow the head to soften. So I hear some people, especially flexible people, say that they can't feel this. This is one of my favorite poses because I can feel it. But for those of you, if you're like, I don't know where I'm supposed to feel it, think about keep working your forehead down. You should feel a nice stretch in between the scapulas. If that's not happening, you may think about dropping your right sitting bone. Then you might get more into the hips. So just something to play with if you're not really feeling much here. One more breath. Good. Release the grip. Cradle the right leg. So when we cradle, oftentimes we want to round the back, but try not to do that. Think about lifting up. And then you can bring the right foot to the left inner thigh, or for half lotus, bringing the right foot into the crease of the left hip. You're only going into a half lotus if you can get the foot all the way in that hip socket, or the hip crease kind of. And then fold over the left leg, wherever you're at. If you're in half lotus, you want to work that right knee forward. One more. Good. Slowly come up. Grab the foot with both hands. Keep both sitting bones down. Lift up through the spine, working both legs as straight as possible. Feet are flexed, shoulders back and down, and then reach the arms out and slowly use your core to lower that right foot. Good. And then use your core to lift both feet in. Hug the knees in. Just kind of drop the head. Let this feel good. Good, and then straight. I just felt like a little kid in timeout for some reason. I had flashbacks. Okay, bring the left heel down, a few inches from the right inner thigh. Straighten out that right leg. Hook around the left shin. Again, you can use a strap, towel. Flex the right foot and fold, nose to knee. Think about grounding that left foot down so you could stand up on the left leg. And again, if you need more, you'll start to drop the head or maybe drop that left hip. Even just a little bit of both and you'll feel it. Breathe. Good. Release. Cradle the left leg. Think about a long, tall spine. You're not rounding. You're trying to lift up as much as possible. Shoulders back. And then place the left foot into the crease of the right hip. You can kind of peel the flesh away from the right side. Working to really work the left knee forward. And then fold. Breathe, soften. One more breath. Good. Slowly come up. Grab the foot on either side with both hands, shoulders back, both legs straight, feet are flexed. Look up and then release and slowly lower left leg down. Good. Cross the ankles, roll over the knees. Last vinyasa. From down dog, look between the hands, walk or jump all the way through, lying on the back. Hug the knees into the chest. See if you can wrap the arms all the way around the shins, grabbing opposite elbow. Working to keep that lower back down. Breathe. Good, and then grab the outer edges of the feet. Keeping the ankles over the knees, working the knees into the armpits for happy baby. My favorite poses. It's such a good hip opener, inner thigh stretch, lower back release. So just kind of rock a little side to side. Good, and then both legs straight up in the air, feet are flexed, hands next to the hips. Slowly, keep the legs hugging together and slowly push into the hands and lower the legs down. Bend the knees, feet are down, hip width apart, lift the hips for a nice bridge. You can interlace the hands, rocking the shoulders under for a nice shoulder stretch. Keep lifting the hips, legs stay strong. Chin is working away from the chest. One more breath. Good, and slowly lower down. Both legs straight up in the air again. Supta Dandasana. Stay here. This is a perfect inversion. Or you can bring the feet up over your head, coming into that plow pose, shoulder stance, that whole thing. So go for it if you're going for the inversion. If there's a headstand, a handstand you're just dying for to end your practice, feel free to play a little. If you're in an inversion and you want to play with the legs, bringing them out wide, maybe bending the knees, whatever you like to get the most out of it. And then when you've had enough, slowly lower the feet back over the head. If you chose the shoulder stance, please, when you come down, take a forward fold. So as you straighten out the arms, slowly lower one vertebrae at a time. Keep the legs as close to your body as possible, and then lift up for a forward fold. Roll onto the back for a nice reclining twist. One last way to just wring out the spine. So hug the right knee in and twist across the body over to the left. Try to drop that hip. And back to center. Switch. Hopefully you got as much as I did. And back to center for final Shavasana. Towel, something over the eyes is always a nice way to end. Just kind of take any last fidgeting little circles, wiggles, whatever you need to do. Just kind of shake out the hips. Rock the head back side to side, so that you can be completely still. So do all that little shaking and then find some stillness. Trusting that there are so many healing benefits to this. Just learning how to do this alone, we can learn how to be more at peace with ourselves. Less reactive, more relaxed. So whatever that means to you, whatever you need to get out of it today, trust that you got exactly what that was. Trust that you are on the right path. And just feel the support of the floor. Letting go physically, mentally, emotionally. And if you're ready to come out of it, you can slowly start to wiggle the fingers and toes. Take your time as you slowly start to bring some movement back in. If you're not ready to come out of it, just stay there. Maybe reach up over the head. Hug the knees in, rock a little back and forth, up and down. And eventually coming up into that comfortable seated position as we close our practice together. With gratitude, as we bring our hands together, thanking your body for allowing you to roll out your mat and practice with me today. Thanking yourself for maintaining the discipline it requires for this practice. I thank each one of you for tuning in, joining me. Maybe use this practice as a way to learn how to relax more, to learn how to react less, to love more. Thank you. Have a beautiful, blessed day. See if you can bring this peace to those around you today. Whenever you're challenged, maybe channel this inner yogi within all of us. Have a great day. See you next week. Namaste. Come